Welcome back in, and working hard to reduce gun violence in our city of Lexington. That's the mission.
That's right. And back in studio with us now, and with a One Lexington status report, is Devine Carama, director of One Lexington. Thanks so much for coming in today,
No
Devine.
problem. Appreciate the opportunity. How y'all doing?
We're doing
hanging
great.
in there.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So let's get right to it. What is the status right now with Lexington and gun violence?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm obviously happy to report this is our third year in a row where numbers are coming down, that we're seeing progress. I think the interesting and important thing to mention about Lexington is nationally we're seeing that decrease, right? That post-COVID kind of leveling out.
Yes.
Yes.
But while the rest of the country's seen about a 20% decrease the last 3 years,
Yes.
Lexington's seen a 60% decrease.
That's incredible.
So you have to go back to 10, 15, almost 20 years to see the level of gun violence that we're seeing now.
Right.
And so we're a little bit ahead of schedule in that progress, but we still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and you're keeping the foot on the gas, which we appreciate. You've got a new team member on the front line of this fight.
We do.
Can you introduce us to them?
Definitely. Tanya Walker,
Okay.
she's our new program coordinator.
Okay.
And so she's going to be heading our in-school mentoring, our summer program, our No Cap program.
Awesome.
And so obviously our team is continuing to grow, as well as our crisis outreach advocates, our survivor liaison. And so even though we're an initiative in the mayor's office, we kind of operate almost like an office ourselves.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Almost like a mini department. And so that just shows the importance of the work, but then also the investment that the mayor and the council has put into One Lexington and
Yes.
its community
No doubt.
partners.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this. What does Lexington need to do in the years moving forward to keep this gun violence going downward?
Going down. Yeah, I think continued investment.
Yeah.
I think when we think of those who are literally on the front lines of mediating beefs and doing gang intervention,
Yeah.
Those need to be full-time positions,
Yes.
right? So that continued investment, which I think that our ARC is going towards there.
Yes.
But then also I think we need to focus on prevention.
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody can be a part
Yes.
of, right?
Yes.
It's easier, what did they say? It's easier to heal a broken boy than to repair a broken man, right? That is the old adage. And so how do we get them young and keep them from even getting in the cycle of violence?
Yes.
And I think all of us can play a part in that.
Yes, and it
Yeah.
takes resources. And I think a lot of times we hear, oh, we're going to throw money at this and this, and you never
Right.
really know where that money's going sometimes.
That's right.
But you make it very clear exactly where you need. You need resources to get people in full time.
That's right.
To intervene in gang violence and all of that. And
That's right.
it takes a small army to make this happen.
No question.
And you're growing it every single day. It's really amazing.
I appreciate that.
The call for mentors is
Yes.
always there too.
Yeah.
What viewers watching right now, how can they take part in this?
Yeah, I think sometimes the misnomer is, well, I don't have any street background, or I won't be able to resonate with our most vulnerable young people, and that couldn't be furthest from the truth, right? Data tells us that you really got to reach these young people in 2nd or 3rd grade. And anybody, it doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from, anybody can go to a Promise Academy or William Wells Brown and read the 2nd graders, or come in once a week and mentor a 3rd grader.
Right.
All they care about is, are you real?
Yes,
right? And
yeah.
are you positive?
Yeah.
And if you can make that connection, that's going to give you equity that you can utilize later in their lives when they ultimately will need you again. So
Right.
always
That's a
need
great message.
mentors.
And
Yeah.
this is a heavy job, and
It is,
we
it is.
appreciate the work that you've done with this, because it really does take a toll on an individual doing
Yeah.
this. And we couldn't be more prouder than you.
I appreciate
seeing
it.
these results that you're doing, and it's not easy. And sometimes there's wonky periods of time through this, but
That's right.
You've rode the wave the entire way, and we are so grateful for that.
Well, I appreciate that. You don't know how much that I needed that today, because today's one of those heavy
Yeah.
days. But as I told you all off air, we can't do our work without you all, because you communicate the work in a way to the community that we can't. You help us get the word out, which brings more support from the community to ultimately save lives. And so when I say all of us are a part of this, this is a perfect
We
example.
appreciate
So
that.
your grace, professional over the years. I know me and you have had several conversations I look to you as somebody who has helped us push this work in a way to where the community buys in.
Yes.
And so I truly appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. And I appreciate you. And you were one of my first interviews here at
Crazy.
ABC 36. And you were just getting started with One Lexington, and look at it now. Devine, I couldn't be prouder of you. And congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Love you dearly.
You as well. Love you too, my friend.
You and your team are never far from our thoughts. So
Thank you.
Keep up
Thank
the
you.
great work.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Back after this, friends.
ABC 36 Community Spotlight is brought to you by CHI St. Joseph Health, caring for our community with human kindness.